Welcome to the show with Joe. I'm Joe. I'm not feeling well, and I'm not sure if I'm sick or if I feel gross after watching a Kosh on Flagrant 2 or Flagrant, whatever the show is called. I also recorded this once, and when you go on OBS and you hit start and you don't touch it for a while, and then you touch your mouse after a long time just to make it like wake it up and not be on sleep mode, it will sometimes unclick the record button. So I got 3 minutes before I did that, and I'm not happy about it. And there's some real spicy topics on this episode. Like, I found out fish can walk now. I give you some rice hacks where I just want to benefit you. I want to give you some things to do. I want to give you some ways to work around the system. And then we're also going to dive into how $100 million is not enough for generational wealth anymore, according to football players. So let's get into it. Delicious. I guess that means that you never licked a parked car on the driver's side before, huh? There's nothing as sweeter, and it tastes even sweeter when it's not your car. Try it before you hate it. And a little bonus note for you is the best practice, from what I'm told, is to drag your tongue across the driver's side. Not just a little lick and dab for flavor. Wee woo, I know just that, Buddy Holly. So, months ago, Weezer's bassist's wife was arrested because there was a car chase, and the man started fleeing on foot and ended up in her backyard. She comes to our porch with a gun while this guy is surrounded by police, and now she's filing for divorce. I covered this story in one of my early videos, and no one talked about it, and now the repercussions have happened. And I just want to say that Reddit really knew how to respond. And they said, "What's with these homies dissing my girl? Why do they got a front? Oh, wee woo, I just fired at the copies. Whoa, and I filed for divorce. I don't care if they shoot me for it anyway. I just need a prenup. Bam, bam, knocking on the door. Another big bang down on the floor. Here's the surface of Mars. Allegedly. Here's the surface of Mars. Allegedly. If you ever looked into the moon landing and the Van Allen radiation belt, then you would call this section bullshit. Technology. This seems like it could go bad really quickly. I mean, maybe, but tell me that's not cooler than getting a whole ass island inside of a bottle from the Philippines. Yeah. $3. Look, it's even got a little guy and a little sailboat, some cake toppers, and some trash. That is art. Tourist art making a big comeback. Imagine all those limited edition ones from 2020. Better than AI. Ah, yes. I miss the days where people would teach things to people that were learning them.
Молодец. Молодец какой. Молодец.
Хорошечка. Хорошечка. Молодец.
Молодец.
Хорошечка.
Сейчас очень много снимается сказок. Руш, ты меня перебиваешь. Ты в курсе?
Конечно.
Конечно.
Хорошечка.
See, you could even go out there and teach a raven to speak Russian if you really wanted to. It's way more beneficial than just going to AI.com and typing in raven sitting on a lady's shoulder speaking Russian in a Russian-looking forest and have it laugh a little at the end. That would take all of 2 minutes. I don't know what the bird actually said, but I would assume it said something like, "Hey, birds like vodka too." Worst play of all time. This makes it worse because if you don't know football, these guys have one job, and this is his job.
There it is. Whoops. I guess that goes down as a miss. I don't know. He never touched the ball. Killing then.
Now, I'm happy that it happened to the Giants, but in general, kickers are annoying. There's actually 2 spots on a roster that take up kicking spots. One guy that kicks field goals and does the kickoff, and one guy that does punts. Why can't they be the same person? Or why can't one of these other grossly athletic men do kicking as well as tackling and or running and catching? Run, catch, kick. There has to be guys that do that or can rival these kickers. Will It Crash? Volume 5. So, the record is 1-3. This, however, does not look good. Even the rope falling, like you can tell something not good's going to happen. So this gets worse.
A few moments later.
Oof. Well, I guess it crashed, but he didn't crash, but he fell. So we're going to go with he did not crash. Record stands 1-4 in favor of not crashing. Which one of you watches Flagrant 2? One of my first videos ever, like I edited to a point where I thought was somewhat okay, was on these guys, and it's called These Guys Suck. And it's basically just a whole episode of me just ripping them and their commercials and everything. Akash is one of the co-hosts, and Andrew Schultz is the main guy. And they look like if Waliji was laughing and slapping an Indian guy who then laughs and starts laughing when he gets slapped by a Waliji, which is hilarious. It's like he reminds him, like, "Hey, laugh, ha ha." Anyways, Akash has been in the news lately because he is a simp for his wife, and what that means to you is basically it's all but obvious to everybody that she married him for money, and that makes her our honorary girl boss. God, you can get this at any Goodwill for $4.99. Tell me that's not perfect. Yeah, but anyways, so on this little clip, Akash, he's calling out Mark Maron, who's an old comedian who does not like new comedians, and he's retiring himself, so he's known as like an old, grumpy old man.
You ain't shit. That's about it.
Jesus. What you mean? Come on.
We stay quiet for a bit. Now I'm done. Mark Maron, come on this pod. Let me chop you up.
You asked him to come on, but he would never come on.
No, I asked him nicely. Now come on. I'll chop you up like you Jamal Khashoggi.
Come on, bro. Come to the embassy.
Yeah.
Come to the embassy, Mark.
You don't even
Come to the embassy.
Schultz can sit down if you're intimidated by it. Don't worry, I got you.
And if you're curious, I don't know if you picked up on this, the embassy for Akash, the comedian, and Andrew Schultz, the comedian, is their podcast itself. They should come down to the embassy. Pretty cool of them. I hate them so much. Friend or foe? So they feed this tiger a goat. Let's see how it goes. The tiger's so lonely that it made friends with the goat, and we all know how terrible goats are, so that tiger must have been pretty lonely. Shut up, Gabe. So Gabe here, you don't know Gabe yet, but you will know Gabe. He's mad that Quentin Tarantino called out some actors for being not great actors, which I feel like is a fair thing to do as a director. Maybe random time for it. Gabe will also then talk about Quentin Tarantino's relationship to feet and Harvey Weinstein. Always have this argument on the show. Apparently, just the Weinstein thing really gets me. Really trips me up. But yeah, here's Gabe suffering from long COVID.
And some very harsh words about Quentin Tarantino. And after talking to my agent, I realized I owe you an apology, Mr. Tarantino. I'm literally just a nobody, and you're one of the masters of ripping off Asian directors, you bitch! You rip off everyone, from Hong Kong or tours to Bill Maher's barber, and you look weird as shit. And that's coming from a guy who looks like a bird had sex with another more tired bird. No one wants to see you in your own movies. The only movie I want to see you in is Ring camera footage of you having a stroke in your own home. And when I say having a stroke, I don't mean masturbating to one of your own Blu-ray commentaries. You are so enamored by the sound of your own voice, you probably would fuck one of your own opinions if you could. And by fuck, I mean, come on its feet, obviously. I knew that you were a dingus, but I didn't know that you were a legitimate statutory rape apologist. Listen to this clip.
He didn't rape a 13-year-old. It was statutory rape. Yeah, all right.
Well,
That's not quite the same thing. All
come
right?
on.
Enough said.
Quentin, you are the Megyn Kelly of guys who look like a turtle.
Gabe, I can't name you on one thing other than The Office. I mean, not even the good seasons. Gabe's on the seasons like mainly towards the end of Michael's career and the years without Michael, which is Weird. I don't know why he would do this. If I was an actor, I would not want to get on Quentin Tarantino's bad side because I'd like to be in one of his movies. That'd be awesome. And just so we're clear, the two comedians that he called out are just a little bit more famous than Gabe, and I think the one was basically a no worded line in Batman. Remember when he gets the fake Joker? Like the Joker's in a crowd and he's dressed in a uniform and they think it's him and they grab him. Pretty sure that was the one guy. And then the other guy was Matthew Lillard, famous from the early 2000s live action version of Scooby-Doo. Maybe he's in something else that I'm missing, but that's all I really know him from. So weird to just shut yourself out from everything Tarantino over Matthew Lillard and the guy that I think he's just a nerd in most things. Weird move, Gabe. Rice hack. Here's a little rice hack for you. Infinite rice hack. I bet you didn't know that I would solve world hunger on my third video. Cool or pointless? It's kind of cool. It's kind of dumb. Kind of interesting. But I like it.
We always said that fish have a memory of 3 seconds. Well, we underestimate this.
This is a vehicle that allows fish to drive on land.
In our lab, we study mostly fish navigation. Training a fish is just like training any animal or human to do anything. It's reinforcement learning. So it doesn't know how to drive until it accidentally reaches the point we want. It gets the little food pellet. Then it just wants to get there again. So it starts trying, attempting, and getting better at it. After 10 sessions, they're proficient. We say go, they swim towards the target.
The fish was on the top of the water before we gave him the food. So he really understand that he's gonna get some food. The interaction with the fish was what made me understand that they are more than a pet.
Every fish is special and different. Mr. Darcy was amazing. He would go to the target, he loved food, he was very well behaved. Mr. Wickham would do all sorts of troubles. He would give me such a hard time the first half of the session. He would go to a corner and just stay there for a long time. And then at the last 10 minutes, he would start sprinting for the food.
The project was initially created to showcase computer vision technology by enabling an animal to do something that it couldn't do before. We've always tried our best to make the vehicle move slowly and quietly for the fish not to be stressed out, and then they go back into their fish tank to relax again.
The possibilities of the technology behind it can not only make our lives better, but also the lives of animals.
The things we were not so sure about is if he was able to perceive depth or directions. It would be cool if you could actually see that fish were able to know where they're headed.
I saw a video where a goldfish learned tricks like scoring goals, fetch, and even an obstacle course. They are smarter than we think. So I'm not surprised that a couple of scientists managed to take our project to the next level.
Working with fish, I realized that they're a lot more complicated and intelligent than we give them credit for.
So many people say, hey, fish can remember only 3 seconds. And we're like, no, they can remember for 1 year and they can drive a robot. It's really important to break the stigma.
Fish had exactly the same time of evolutionary development as we did. They just did it in a totally different environment.
Shut up and take my money. Maybe I'll stop buying all these things from Goodwill if I had that. Or I'll just wait 5 years and wait for it to get there. Beat the system. Quick hits. I'm introducing a new section for parts of this that are... I'd like to just get out there, just throw it out there and not spend a whole lot of time on it. Maybe not even have a video on it, but yeah, let's get into it. 1. The Campbell Soup exec said that soups are made from biodegradable meat, and he was promptly fired. But the part that concerns me is that no one really defended that. They were more concerned about him getting fired. And that's all you have to know about the news. 2. They were successfully able to show all of the connections from fruit flies' brains. But they still can't make Wi-Fi everywhere all the time perfectly. Interesting. 3. This lady was scammed out of $830,000 because someone badly photoshopped Brad Pitt in the hospital, saying that he needed money, and sent her those pictures. Which really makes me wonder, is this how Akash became a millionaire? And actually, I got scammed myself. I asked for a map of the Philippines, and I got a Philippines cup with the word Philippines above the person's head. Now, I will say this is carved out of wood, and it is pretty light and neat. But the part that annoys me is on the inside. Look at that. It's got like that much. It can barely be filled. Is this a coffee cup or a cup for ants? 4. Mia Khalifa is all over the news again. You may know her from the adult film industry, and she's really upset that people know her from the adult film industry and not everything else she does. Like, I got nothing. Colin Kaepernick's wife has thoughts because Colin Kaepernick isn't allowed to talk, I guess. But his wife, if you don't, Colin Kaepernick's the guy that basically started the kneeling for the national anthem. He's famous for that. And his wife is feeling like he's being overlooked since the Colts signed 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to their team because they have quarterback problems. Colin Kaepernick's wife fails to realize that Colin Kaepernick comes with a lot of drama, including his wife. I just had to recheck my notes there. Yep, that's why. Joe Rogan of the Rogan Sphere let us know last week that he was abducted by aliens. Now this week, while he was on a rare appearance on someone else's podcast, compared AI to the Virgin Mary. And if you listen to any Joe Rogan episode, you will probably hear the caterpillar analogy he likes to talk about. And that's all the backup I need that he believes in that. And I don't not like Joe Rogan. He's fine. I'm just saying. I think he gets caught up on stuff and really goes on tour about it. Odell Beckham, a wide receiver who was famously on the Giants and actually had one of the best catches of all time. We're talking about best and worst, real yin and yang here. This past week has talked about how hard it is to live off $100 million, and it's not generational wealth. All I can think about is what Akash feels. And how I'm forced to listen to music this way since Spotify went up $2. But if you listen closely, you'll be able to hear that it still works perfectly fine with this eject button. And what's actually funny, Cassette's quality is actually pretty close to Spotify's quality, if not better, because Spotify is definitely not the best way to listen to music if you like good sound. They actually cap their... I don't even know the word for it. I just read things and say them. That's called research, baby. Epstein's back in the news. Seems like he started to help with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin started, it seems like he may have been part of it. And the crazy part is the massive crash that happened after. Oh, wait. Would that then mean... Does that mean... No, I won't say it. Quick magic. Okay, I have folded up this piece of paper. Ooh, piece of paper. Let's just get right into it. I mean, I'm basically reading all of your minds, so no surprise here. What we're doing, we are going to read your mind, and I'm going to unfold the paper. I've unfolded it. Think of a number, a 2-digit number, 2 digits between 10 and 1. Well, 99. Between 10 and 99. Think of a 2-digit number. Think of it fast. Don't even think about it. Just think about your number. Don't guess. Don't do math. Because here it is. Oh, too bright. There it is. That's it. And it's not magic. I mean, this is just everybody's go-to number. It's the degrees in Celsius of the average human temperature. It's the total genes in a DNA molecule. And it's exactly the height of William Penn's statue in City Hall in Philly. So, everyone, I don't know what to tell you. I'm probably thinking what you're thinking right now. Hell. Yeah. So that's magic. That's it for this week. I can't believe it's already over. That went by so fast. After the first time went so fast. And then I had to redo the whole thing again. Out of my 3 videos, I've had to redo 2 of them. So I'm not on a good start myself. But I'll leave you with this, and since I'm not feeling well, and I think I know where it stems from, why don't you let me know if you don't feel well after listening to this? Smell ya.
Yo, are we drinking or what?
It's the holidays,
We
bro.
can start, please. You might have to get something, man.
Please.
All right. Because Al is saying sentences with more than 3 words, and once you get past 3 words, Australia, right?
Son, seasons ago. I've been asking for internet for the last 2 months. We finally had internet.
Yeah.
There was a woman in a Hillary Clinton suit walking around here. I was like, the internet about to get worse. There's no way in hell that this lady knows how to put the fucking internet in
That
here.
was the Wi-Fi lady?
The Wi-Fi
She was
lady.
just hacking emails, dude.
Pantsuit.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Like, our generation is...
Yeah, no, it was fun.
It's like Stone
We got
Age.
lucky.
Right? It's crazy what yes, things are crazy on the internet, and yes, we see all this kind of wild stuff and conspiracy, everything. We're handling it pretty fucking well.
Fair. 80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/flagrant and enter the code SPACE80. Now let's get back to the show.
And he's out in a few months.
Dude, I thought about that. He served
the
like a
crazy
year.
shit.
I know.
So that's the power of the documentary, right? Because what Diddy wants, and he says it in the beginning of it, he's talking about losing the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
And he says some stuff